Hello, I'm Josie Grace, and this episode of In the Spotlight is...
brought to you by Lever Brothers Company, makers of new 1950 Rinso with Solium, the soap that gets your clothes whiter and brighter than new.
Yes, we're taking a look at Rinso laundry soap. The brand itself was created by Robert S. Hudson and originally branded as Hudson Soap. He later sold the soap to Lever Brothers of Port Sunlight in England back in 1908. Then in 1918, it was manufactured by the Lever Brothers Company, later known as Unilever, in the United States. Rinso was one of the very first mass-marketed soap powders, and Unilever put a lot of effort into advertising the product across all markets, including the most popular of the time, the radio.
Rinso white, Rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little wash day song.
The first time the soap was on the radio, it was sponsoring a daytime soap opera called Big Sister from 1936 to 1946. Then in 1940, the laundry product took on its second radio show. It was the dramatic anthology Grand Central Station and held that show until 1942.
You know, when I told a friend of my wife's that new Rinso with Solium puts sunshine in your wash even if it's dried indoors, she said, "John Lake, that's the most wonderful thing I ever heard. You mean I can get a bright wash without getting my hands cold and raw hanging the wash on the line?" "Yes," I said, "and what's more, Rinso in your wash, whether it's dried indoors or out, gets white clothes not just whiter, but whiter than new. And washable colors not just brighter, but brighter than the day you bought them. New Rinso, you see, contains the scientific sunlight ingredient, Solium. It's the result of wartime research by the famous laboratories of Lever Brothers Company. Rinso with Solium gives your wash a new brilliance never known before new Rinso was developed. That wonderful Rinso brilliance must be seen to be appreciated. I think you'd better do your next wash with new Rinso. New Rinso is the only soap that contains Solium."
Rinso sponsored two evening shows as well, Big Town from 1937 to 1942 and Mayor of the Town from 1942 to 1943. That sponsorship obviously lasted just under a year. And then, of course, most notably from 1943 to 1950...
Hey, Andy, you hear that whistle?
Sure do, Amos. That whistle means Rinso white, Rinso bright, Rinso new.
Yeah, that's right, and it means that this is Sunday and we is on the air for 1950 Rinso with Solium.
The Amos and Andy Show. This show, in particular, had many sponsors over the years, including Rexall drugstores and Campbell's Soup. The laundry soap was so popular in the UK in 1936, it sponsored its very own show called the Rinso Music Hall. It was a recorded program from London and was broadcast on Radio Luxembourg and Radio Normandy. Then, from 1937 to 1939, it was replaced by the popular Rinso Radio Review. Neither of these shows was available in North America at the time. Rinso claimed to rinse your clothing better because it incorporated sodium silicate as a builder rather than, or in addition to, the more commonly used sodium carbonate. The company touted that their product was smaller and finer than others and able to flow through fabrics better, so there was no buildup on clothing. In the 1950s, a new detergent was brought to the market and was manufactured by rival Procter & Gamble, and it was a lot more popular. That detergent was Tide. Rinso was revamped in the 1950s as a true detergent with a blurring agent and was rebranded as Rinso Blue. That was to differentiate it from the still available Rinso White, which was still a soap and had a different packaging. And of course, the duo from Harlem were behind it.
And what I like about our announcer, John Lake, is that he don't try to beat you over the head when he sells you something.
He don't have to. He just tells you the facts about new Rinso with Solium. The truth about that wonderful new Rinso is enough to make everybody want it.
Andy, you're right. Rinso is so marvelous that today more women use Rinso than any other wash day soap in the world. Only new Rinso contains Solium.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are two very happy fellows. Starting next Sunday and every Sunday thereafter, the Jack Benny Show and What a Show will be on the Columbia Broadcasting System, just ahead of us.
Yes, sir. Next Sunday, you will get Jack Benny at the same time you always get him, but you'll get him on the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Listen to CBS next Sunday for Jack Benny and Amos and Andy right together. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, a very happy New Year.
And that goes for everybody in the cast. See you next Sunday.
By the mid-1960s, the soap version was discontinued and the detergent was reformulated. And, of course, given a new name, Sunshine Rinso. The company tried to justify the name change by saying new and improved Rinso now had sunshine whiteners in it. Sales did not improve, however, and by the 1970s, Rinso eventually vanished off store shelves. The liquid version of the detergent, Rinso Blue, could still be seen on U.S. shelves as recently as the late 1980s. Rinso was replaced by another Unilever detergent in its 4 major markets. That was Surf. However, Rinso is still being made by Unilever for the Turkish, Asian, and Central American markets. In 1953, Rinso was the first laundry soap brand ever launched in Brazil. Despite being discontinued for decades, Rinso is still slang for laundry soap in some areas of that country. In 1992, the Southern California-based 99 cents only stores purchased the rights to the name Rinso from Unilever and used it for their own brand of cleaning products. Rinso was launched in Indonesia as the nation's first detergent brand and today is still the leader of cleaning products in that country's market.